Jess, and welcome to the March edition of Book Talk. So this month is National Women's History Month in the United States of America. So March is designated National Women's History Month. And it's a month where people are encouraged to explore the different contributions that women throughout history have made to society. And every year they have a different theme. So this year's theme focuses on women who have fought for inclusion and equity, meaning that all people should be included and everyone should be treated equally. So why not talk about some books on that theme? So that's the plan for today. I'm going to talk to you about 3 really good books for middle schoolers about women who fought for equality in society. The first book I want to talk to you about is called Stand Up and Shout Out: Women's Fight for Equal Pay, Equal Rights, and Equal Opportunities in Sports. So I know you probably don't realize this, but a long time ago, women didn't have the ability to even play sports in schools. So I'm 40 years old, and my mom, who's in her 70s, wasn't allowed to play sports in school. So between my mom's generation and my generation, because I played all the sports, women got the ability to play sports in school through something called Title IX. This book talks all about how different women have kind of stood up for that and how they have fought to be recognized as athletes and fought to be just as well paid as other male athletes. So this is a nonfiction book, meaning it's true, about women's struggles in athletics. Our next book this month is called I Am Malala, and it's the story of a young girl in Pakistan. So she was growing up with a very normal life in Pakistan when the Taliban took over the region where she lived. And the Taliban doesn't believe that women should have the right to go anywhere without a male guardian. They shouldn't be allowed to go to school, learn to read or write. And her family was vocal against that. And so one day on her way home from school, some of the Taliban members jumped into her school bus and shot her 3 times in the head. Now, amazingly, she survived. And through lots of different organizations, her family was actually moved to Birmingham so that she could recover. Birmingham, Alabama is in the United States. And she was able to fully recover, and she's now an international voice in women's rights and why it is important for women to be allowed the right to go to school. Because in Pakistan, most girls are married before they're 15. And she believes that it's more important that they get an education. So super great book, also nonfiction. Okay, so for you fiction fans, I have a fiction book. This one's called The Blackbird Girls, and it's the story of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant explosion. So it involves 2 Russian girls, Valentina and Oksana, and after there's this giant nuclear explosion, they end up having to go live together in another city to get away from all the fallout from the nuclear explosion. And the girls come from very different backgrounds, and they have to be brave, and they end up forging a friendship trying to survive. So in case you don't know about Chernobyl, it was a huge nuclear power plant that exploded in Russia, and there's still issues where it exploded with kind of bad things in the soil and in the air because of the nuclear explosion. So these girls were very brave in a very difficult time, and this one is fiction, so it's based on real events, but the story's not actually real. So we call it historical fiction. That one's The Blackbird Girls. If any of these books sparked your interest, or you're just interested in learning more about women's history, stop by the library anytime this month and I'll help you find a great book to read about. So I'll see you in the library.